so we're taking the track for the first jam of the game, and there's your whistle. We have De La Hoya on the line for the Jewel Boxers, and Canna Bay on the line for the Fabulous Foxes. And here we go. Canna Bay pushing up at the front, but De La Hoya getting out on that outside. It is a close race there.
But it's going to be
lead going to the Foxes, and they choose to call it off.
I didn't even know it got called so quickly.
We have Foxy Skatey on the line for the Fabulous Foxes, and Babs on the line for the Jewel Boxers. We've got 2 tripods set up with some floaters. We got the Jewel Boxers in the back as they call that 5 seconds. And off that line, Foxy Skatey fighting through that pack. Babs at the front, we got a little bit of a scuffle. Babs looking for that outside line, but not quite getting it. And we've got Foxy Skatey for the Foxes at lead. Foxy Skatey coming up to the back of that pack as Babs escapes, and Foxy Skatey out through that outside line and chooses to call it. And that is our jam 2, putting up 4 points for the Fabulous Foxes.
As those first points go on the board, we've not got our 3rd jam here. We've got 7 out there, Vi Fidelity for the Fabulous Foxes. And for the Jewel Boxers, we've got Jade Rain.
All right, and fighting for that front line at the start. Ooh, both jammers off the line. We've got Vi Fidelity fighting. We got Jade going for that inside line, cutting to the out. Vi in the back, getting drawn back by Draggy.
Jade looking
for some space. Oh, Vi Fidelity fighting up that inside line and getting lead. The Fabulous Foxes have another lead for this game. Ooh, and there's been a helmet cover pass to Draggy, and she is out. Vi Fidelity through and choosing to call it, picking up a quick 4. Making a quick call out for one of our sponsors. Official chiropractor of Arch Rival, Triad Sports and Family Chiropractic is a proud sponsor of tonight's game. Dr. Jennifer McCleary provides top-notch sports, chiropractic care, injury rehabilitation, acupuncture, nutrition consultation, and cutting-edge recovery modalities. And we are into our 4th jam of the game.
We've got Huckleberry Spin out there for the Fabulous Foxes, and it looks like number 89 out there for the Jewel Boxers.
And the Jewel Boxers out and lead, but the Foxes out right behind them. De La Hoya going up, coming through, looking for those points, popping out, and deciding to keep going. The Foxes jammer Huckleberry Spin out as well. More points. And De La Hoya calls the jam, picking up a couple more points for the Jewel Boxers. I'm sorry, feel free to talk over me if I'm talking a lot.
You are talking a lot. I'll talk more as
Okay. All right, and we have Canna Bay and Babs out on the line. Canna Bay for the Foxes, Babs for the Jewel Boxers, as we head into Jam 5. Canna Bay looking for that inside line while Babs looking for that outside line. And Canna Bay is out and lead for the Boxers, but we've got a rundown here from the Jewel Boxers.
Yeah, with Babs close behind, I wonder if Canna Bay is going to go ahead and call that for the Fabulous Foxes. Looks like we got a couple little points up there on the board for the Jewel Box, or for the Foxes. 1.
A 1-0 jam. All right, we have Foxy Skatey out on the line against Dizzy Aster. Foxy Skatey for the Foxes, Dizzy Aster for the Jewel Boxers. And off that line, a little bump from Dizzy Aster and right up that inside line for lead. But Foxy Skatey out as well.
I love seeing a bold move like that from a new skater on the team. Dizzy Aster going to go ahead and call that jam off.
But not before picking up 1 point in the back. So we've got a still close game heading into Jam 7, 9-7, favoring the Foxes. We have Dea Hoya back on the line for the Boxers against Vi Fidelity for the Foxes. And Hoya's up the inside line for lead.
Draghi provided some really good offense in the middle right off the bat. Dea Hoya looking to find a line.
And Fox, is it Jammer Vi Fidelity is
4
out, but
points.
Dea Hoya running them down, going for those points. And a call off before any additional points can be gathered. But that did lock one Fox blocker in the box. It's a little bit of a strategy play there.
Yeah. Perfect strategy from the Jewel Boxers.
And we have a lead change with the Boxers taking the lead 11-9 in that jam.
We've got Babs out there for the Jewel Boxers for this next, not the whole bout, this next jam.
You know, sometimes a jam feels like a bout, really.
Yeah, sometimes they run away.
All right, and we have both jammers fighting to get out here. A nice hit out on Babs, but a penalty assessed on the Foxes blocker. And the Foxes are out, but not lead, so lead is assessed to the Jewel Boxers. Babs is chasing down that jammer. Little
Jammer
tap
on
and goes
jammer
ahead and calls it
action.
off. So the Foxes starting down 2 blockers at the start of this next jam. I'm going to take this opportunity to call out another one of our sponsors, S1 Helmets. The S1 Lifer helmet, best fit plus best protection equals made for roller derby. Get a lifer, be a lifer.
And that's why good head protection is important.
Yes, that right there. Sometimes, you know, best efforts and you're going to hit the ground and you want to protect your head.
S1.
So out there right now we got Hanabe for the Foxes. And
we've got Jade
number
Rain
31,
out there.
Jade Rand for the Jewel. And Jade has the lead. But Foxes are also out and chasing down Jade. Jade picking up some points here and then going ahead and making the call. Was it in time? It was 0 points assessed for the Foxes and 2 points for the Jewel Boxers. We're now heading into Jam 10. Still got a close game at 13 tie game. Oh, it's always exciting. You love to see it. Got Dea Hoya on the line against Foxy Skatey.
A nice little love pat before you get started against your opponent.
Hoya looking at that outside line, fighting. Recognizing a potential cut
We got
opportunity
our
and
Foxes as the lead.
adopting. Yep, we got Foxy Skatey out, but now Dea Hoya is also out and going ahead and making the rounds. Ooh, and Foxy Skatey getting those points, calling it off.
I love that fancy footwork. We've got 4 more up for the Fabulous Foxes.
And that'll be the official lead change for this, tied. Now we've got the Fabulous Foxes back up by 4. We've got Babs for the Jewel Boxers, and I believe that's Vi Fidelity for the Foxes going into Jam 11. And we have Draghi dropping back. Ooh, and a nice solid 3 roll in the back from the Jewel Boxers. But Babs fighting up there in the front against the Foxes. Ooh, Vi found an inside line, but finds Draggy. And we have a lead call for Babs. Jewel Boxers on lead. And Vi Fidelity getting some good offense and going ahead and getting out there. Evie just finding that space to knock out Babs. Evie also the offense that got Vi Fidelity out on that initial pass.
Nice call out to something that happened previously in the jam there. We've got
ooh, a tight game, 2-point game here. So we have Dizzy Aster on the line for the Jewel Boxers and Huckleberry Spin for the Foxes. And a nice little scrum there at the start, tight walls. Huckleberry Spin looking up that inside line and getting it. Lead for the Foxes. Dizzy Aster trying to pull through that pack. And unfortunately, a track cut for Dizzy Aster. This will be a power jam for the Foxes. Huckleberry Spin looking down Birdo at the top of the pack and sliding up that inside line. But a low block at the front. And that is going to be assessed to 99 problems.
Now we've got both the jammer and a blocker for the Jewel Boxers in the box, giving the Foxes an advantage. Huckleberry Spin. Finding some room on that inside line for another 4 points for the fabulous Foxes.
And Huckleberry Spin choosing to call it right as the Jewel Boxers jammer is released. So it's going to be a 1 blocker advantage for the Foxes going into the next jam.
Looks like we have Canabe up for this next jam for the Foxes. And De La Hoya for the Jewel Boxers. Canabe finding some room on that inside line to get lead for the fabulous Foxes.
But De La Hoya right behind on that outside line.
Oh.
And a call off, but it is a 0-0 jam as it looks like from those refs.
What an evenly matched game here. We've got 25 for the Foxes and 15 up for the Jewel Boxers going into this next jam. We've got Babs up there for the Jewel Boxers and Foxy Skatey for the Foxes.
I'll do another one of these during the next min.
You're doing great.
I've been keeping count of them too, so. All right, and Foxy Skatey getting a quick lead there, but Babs out right behind. Foxy Skatey passing a couple hips, making a quick call off. This seems like a good time to make our next sponsorship call out. So thanks to Ray at Null Inc. for our awesome new merch designs. You can check out her work on Instagram at rayen.inc or at raen.ink. Out on the line for this next jam for the Foxes is Vi Fidelity, and for the Boxers is Jadrian. And off that line, they're both looking up the opposite lines. Vi goes from the inside, then to the middle, but Jadrian doing the opposite, up the outside and then to the inside. Both jammers still fighting, but Jadrian getting out, and we have a lead jam for the Boxers. And Vi fighting in that back against Draggy. And now Dizzy Aster joining in that back. Jadrian up front fighting. And going ahead and making that call. Dee really making it hard for Jadrian in the front there. But we got a 27-18 game going into the 16th jam. Still a tight game. Still anyone's game here.
Yep. We've got De La Hoya out there for the Jewel Boxers for this next jam. And
Both jammers looking up that outside line. Huckleberry Spin looking in, and De La Hoya going ahead and getting up that inside line. About a half a track in front of Huckleberry Spin. And De La Hoya looking and calling out to their blockers to get moving, and gets right through the middle. Huckleberry Spin coming into the pack now and getting knocked out of bounds, but some good recoveries from the Foxes. De La Hoya going ahead and hitting tails on that outside line to get out.
I was going to say, De La Hoya made a line on that outside line there.
De La Hoya going ahead and coming up against a tripod in the back. And there's some offense played. And De La Hoya going ahead and taking those points and calling it. And that really makes it a 1-point game, doesn't it there? A 31-30.
Sure does. I have a feeling this is going to be a nail biter the whole time.
Me too.
Babs out there for the Jewel Boxers and Canabay for the Foxes.
And the Jewel Boxers have a 1-blocker advantage on the start, looking to hold up Canabay and get that lead. And the Jewel Boxers get lead, so Babs is out. The Canabay has now snuck out that outside line.
Babs! Jump!
A beautiful apex jump, and then a quick call up, a little tap of those hips. Going ahead and doing a lead change.
We've now got Jewel Boxers at 34th, the Foxes at 31. Foxy Skaty's going to start this next jam for the Foxes.
And Dizzy Aster for the Jewel Boxers. We see, once again, Jewel Boxers with a little blocker advantage on the start. Dizzy Aster looking to capitalize on it, but Foxy Skaty sneaking out, getting that lead, and Dizzy Aster out right behind. So we have a jammer foot race on our hands, my friends. Foxy Skating passing 1 blocker in the back and then going ahead and calling it, so picking up 1 point. We have Vi Fidelity on the line for the Foxes, and De La Hoya on the line for the Jewel Boxers. De La Hoya is up that inside line, up that outside line, and lead jammer. Vi Fidelity getting out, but De La Hoya has that half a track lead coming in, looking for some points, sinking around that outside and going ahead and tapping those hips.
Some really quick call-offs from these jammers. Is going to keep it a tight game.
I'll do another announcement from here on the next one, unless you want to do Jersey Beast on the next one. Okay, cool. All right, and we have Babs on the line for the Boxers and Huckleberry Spin for the Foxes. Spin looking up that inside line into the middle. Babs up the outside and then drops back, but it sounds like Spin might have gotten that lead jammer call already. Nope, we don't see a point. All right, so it was an early assessment, but Babs actually getting lead and coming around for the Jewel Boxers. Huckleberry Spin looking to fight through those top 3 blockers of the Boxers.
Evie with the drawback on Babs. Looks like we're going to have a penalty called.
We have penalties on both sides called. Yeah. Believe there's a no pat called and there was no reformation. But that benefits Babs as she's able to get out. Huckleberry Spin doing a nice little outside line hop to get around regrets. And here goes Babs. Regrets goes ahead and plays some offense on Evie, and that gets Babs another pass. Huckleberry Spin coming in and sneaking around that off outside, while Babs looks for that apex. Babs trying to exit the track, but is hit down and is now recycling to the back of the pack as Huckleberry Spin comes in looking for a pass and does get through that inside line. Seeing a lot of Jewel Boxers going to the box. They have 2 now, and now it's a 4-2 pack, and we're going to go ahead and call that. So Babs goes ahead and calls that jam as a Jewel Boxer gets out of the box.
That was really smart, too, is getting that last blocker out, or not last blocker, but one of the blockers out before getting it back on the track and making that call.
All right, so we have a new jammer of record for the Jewel Boxers. We have Draggy going against Canabay.
Draggy, you look at
Canabay fighting at the front, Draggy fighting at the back. Canabay is able to push through the Jewel Boxer wall, but Draggy not too far behind. So Foxes with a lead. Both jammers looking for some quick points. Let's see. Ooh, it's a 3-2 with Draggy, although not having lead, getting those points. All right, and we have Vi Fidelity on the line for the Foxes and Jadrian on the line for the Jewel Boxers. It's okay. We keep having things happen right at the end of the jam. This time.
Jade Rain looking to get through that pack, but we've got Vi Fidelity out as your lead jammer for the Fabulous Foxes. Vi getting that outside line for a quick 4 points.
And a really good defensive formation, but a helmet cover pass to Problems, 99 Problems to be exact.
99 Problems.
To the pivot. And Vi Fidelity getting her points and calling it off.
This is a great time to call out those beautiful jerseys you see on the track. If you're looking for custom jerseys for your team, Jersey Beast can help. We offer customized designs in sports like soccer, hockey, baseball, and one of our favorites, roller derby. Jersey Beast can also create your team a custom store with options for fundraising. Check us out at jerseybeast.net and tell us about your team. That's Jersey Beast with a Z.
All right, and here we go into this jam. Foxy Skatey for the Foxes pushing right through. Babs fighting from the back, looking for the opportunity. Ooh, but Evie up front going ahead and getting Babs knocked out. But Babs back in and out. Foxy Skatey going ahead and slicing right through that pack. And are we running it? It looks like we're gonna see Foxy Skatey continue the jam as Babs is starting to score some points. This is maybe the first or second time we've seen this game. Foxy Skatey pushing through at the front, skating through. But we see Babs go ahead and get out as well. Foxy Skatey looking to make another pass. Ooh, Evie with some good offense. Foxy Skatey on the floor, taken down. We had a little bit of a scuffle at the end there, but everyone looks to be okay.
And it was a good decision to just go ahead and call it. If you're on the ground,
yeah,
there's chaos.
There is some chaos, but everyone looks good. All right, we have Huckleberry Spin for the Foxes. De La Hoya out there for...
Doesn't look like they loved. It's exciting start to this next jam. De La Hoya looking for some room on that outside line. Still fighting up the front of the pack. Gonna get called as your lead jammer.
But De La Hoya will be your lead. Oh, lead, yes.
Yes.
We heard another whistle.
Just got out of the pack.
Yes. And it looks like we are going for some points here. Huckleberry Spin hitting the back of the pack, but De La Hoya going right up the inside. He's making a nice pass. A good lockdown here, a good tripod as we're tracking Huckleberry Spin, and De La Hoya goes for another set of points. Around the outside, a beautiful juke there by number 89 from the Jewel Boxers, De La Hoya.
Ooh, Huckleberry Spin just fighting against that Jewel Boxer
A good
defense.
seed there.
Woo!
A beautiful little toe stop pop there to get some more points. Huckleberry Spin still fighting through this pack. Huckleberry Spin.
That is going to be a helmet cover pass to number 81.
To carry in the hen house. De La Hoya making it through another pass of points. This might be our highest scoring. I'm pretty sure this is our highest scoring jam of the game. Carrying the hen house, putting that helmet on and continuing to jam. De La Hoya popping through, saying, I think I might have gone out of bounds. Let me go ahead and call this now.
At a decent 20, I think it's 24. It's either 20 or 24 points. Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be
to
24 points. I think those points are being added. We'll see. All right, coming up on the line for the Foxes, Canna-Bay and Dizzy Astor for the Jewel Boxers. Dizzy Astor sneaking up the inside line, and Canna-Bay coming out a little bit behind. Jewel Boxers trying to swarm a little bit here. Dizzy Astor going ahead and calling off the jam. It looks like that's going to be a 0-0 looking at our refs. I'm going to do another little shout out to our sponsors. S1, the S1 Life Visor Helmet, next level protection.
We've got Babs out there for the next jam, and looks like Vi Fidelity out there for the Foxes. A little jammer on jammer blocking there for a minute.
We have a little scrum up there. A couple falls. We're hearing some penalties. But Babs taking advantage of this and looking to, no, Babs getting the penalty, so Vi Fidelity lead and on a power jam.
We've also got Draggy in the box for the Jewel Boxers, so we are down a blocker as well. This is a huge advantage for the Foxes. Let's see if they can, Vi Fidelity gonna get on the inside line.
That was so pretty. Vi just sneaking up that line, so pretty with little tippy-tap.
Just a little hop.
The Foxes doing a good job of working to keep the Boxers apart so that Vi can just skate right through those packs.
Taking huge advantage of this power jam blocker down situation from the Jewel Boxers. Now we've got both of those teammates back on the track for a full pack.
All right, we got Babs out of the box and out of the pack. Chasing down Vi on this scoring pass. Vi goes ahead and calls it before hitting the back of the pack. All right, another announcement from our official chiropractor of Arch Rival. Triad Sports and Family Chiropractic is a proud sponsor of tonight's game. Dr. Jennifer McCleary provides top-notch sports chiropractic care, injury rehabilitation, acupuncture, nutrition consultation, and cutting-edge recovery modalities. Whether you're looking to recover from an injury, prevent one from happening, or simply optimizing your performance, she has the expertise and experience you need.
And we have both a lead change and another jam out there for you. We've got Jade Rain out there jamming for the Jewel Boxers, but we're going to have our Foxes out there as lead.
Yes, and we have our Boxer Jammer still fighting there in the pack. And we have a penalty call, so 99 Problems will go to the
out for 4
penalty
points.
box. Foxy Skady doing a really strong job tonight of getting out, getting those laps. Foxy Skady hitting the pack again. Ooh, and we're hearing a penalty called. And we're going to see the Boxers Jammer go to the box, so Foxy Skady is on a power jam.
Another power jam blocker situation
Fox is doing a really good job of capitalizing on these power jams. Foxy Skady going ahead and pushing through Link at the top of the pack, while the Foxes work once again to keep the Boxers apart. But all 4 Boxer blockers now back on the track, and the Jammer standing. And Foxy Skady decides to call it before that Jammer can re-enter. And we've got a timeout, which seems like a good time to do another blurb from our sponsors. So, are you looking for custom jerseys for your team? Jersey Beast can help. Jersey Beast offers free, customized design in sports like soccer, hockey, baseball, and one of our favorites, roller derby. Jersey Beast can also create your team a store with options for fundraising. Check Derby Beast out at jerseybeast.net and tell us about your team. That's Jersey Beast with a Z. I haven't yet. So do you want to do 2-6 during this? I guess we don't have time this, but maybe right after the half, because they need one this half. I just haven't been able. This is the first time I could have gone to them. All right, we're setting up for the return from this timeout, and we have Canna Bay on the line for the Foxes as the only jammer of record at this time.
And the score might seem a little bit differentiated, but we just had a lead change 2 jams ago. So it's really anybody's game still.
Fox is really doing a smart job of really trying to capitalize on these opportunities. And we have Jadrian out of the box, looking for a potential helmet cover pass. And Dea Hoya takes that helmet cover pass and is chasing down Canna Bay, who has gotten their first pass. Canna Bay going to go ahead and pass it as De La Hoya takes that lead in front of Canna Bay.
Well, now they've locked a Fox's blocker into the box as well. So now they've flipped the script on them.
As we go into this halftime, let's do another shout out.
Well, be regulated. You have less than 5 seconds.
All right, and off the line, both jammers looking for a line, and De La Hoya is out and lead for the Boxers. Canna Bay looking for some light and finding it on that inside line. De La Hoya going ahead and going around the outside, doing another dip, getting knocked out, but calling it, and picking up all 4 points for the Jewel Boxers. Looks like we're going to have Babs on the line next for the Jewel Boxers. Both teams down a blocker, so we're going to see a 3-3 start. And we've got Foxy Skady out there for the Foxes.
It looks like the Jewel Boxers are ready to take that lead back.
Foxy Skady attacking at the front while Babs in the back. But Babs finds an inside line and out and lead. Foxy Skady still getting through that pack. Link up at front, but Foxy Skady goes ahead and jukes around. So Babs having about a half a track lead. Babs looking for some space, fighting through. Foxy Skady coming up. And a call off. Was it fast enough? It does look like it is a 1-0.
Jade Rain going out there for the Jewel Boxers, and we've got Vi Fidelity for the Foxes.
All right, and the Boxers starting a blocker down as both jammers attack the back of that pack. Vi Fidelity pushing through her own wall and hitting the Boxers at the front, but looking to fight Jadrian in the back, fighting against a solid 3-wall. A no pack called, quick reformation, but penalty called on a Fox, while Vi Fidelity gets out and gets lead. Oh, and we've got a Boxer now going to the box, with Jadrian looking for that opening on the outside line, finding it. Vi Fidelity coming right up the inside line, looking at that bench, looking for that call. Jadrian going ahead and about a quarter lap ahead as the pack starts moving. Jadrian attacking the pack, going ahead and passing one Fox's Vi Fidelity. Skates around the outside line to pick up another pass. As both of the blockers in the box go ahead to rejoin. Jadrian knocked to the outside line by D. As Vi Fidelity fights at the front with a little bit of help from her friends. Looking for that inside line and finding it for another pass for the Foxes. Jadrian fighting in the back there against the Foxes. Well, we have a helmet cover pass, and 99 Problems sneaking out as Vi Fidelity has just gone through for another pass.
Looks like we're gonna.
Vi Fidelity going ahead and calling off that jam there before 99 Problems can score any points. A shout out to one of our sponsors. Thanks to Ray at Null Inc. for our awesome new merch designs. You should go check those out. You can check out her work on Instagram at rayaninc.inc, at RAEN.INK.
We got De La Hoya and De La Hoya out there for the
yeah, up there fighting in the front, looking for an opportunity. Huckleberry spin going to the box, so De La Hoya going ahead and picking up lead and coming around on a power jam. A beautiful little apex jump for those 4 points. De La Hoya looking up and looking for those opportunities. Eyes fixed on that pack as they come in. Look for that little space on the middle, inside line. A little one-hand trick and through the pack again for 4 points. De La Hoya lining up that pack again for another pass. We got a solid Fox wall there in the front. De La Hoya fighting through and juking to take that inside line. As we see Huckleberry spin back on the track and up the inside line for the Foxes. De La Hoya going ahead and looking for some opportunity here for another pass. A lot of beautiful little jukes left and right. Huckleberry spin coming up that inside line, getting up to the front of the pack and fighting. We have Draghi at the front. Draghi gets Huckleberry spin out as De La Hoya comes back in for another pass, but is knocked out and decides to call that jam. Another big jam for De La Hoya.
Foxes were able to squeeze out 3 points.
We have Canabay on the line for the Foxes and Babs on the line for the Jewel Boxers. We see a little Doc Goosen going on here. Babs left and right fighting at the front of that pack while Canabay fighting through and finding an outside line for lead for the Foxes. Babs finding that inside line and doing a little hop skip to get out. Chasing down Canabay. Canabay finding an easy outside line and signaling a little, hey, I think I'm going to keep going. Babs coming up the inside, a nice little step up that inside line. Canabay finding that outside line once again and taking down Link at the front and calling off that jam.
We're going into this next jam with the Foxes at 124 and the Jewel Boxers at 105. We've got Dizzy Astor out there for the Jewel Boxers and Foxy Skatey for the Foxes. No slippage and super comfy slip into the S1 Pro elbow pads.
All right, and we are out, and Dizzy Astor topping right up that inside line. Foxy Skatey also finding an inside line a little bit after that. So now it is a jammer foot race as the pack begins to roll. Dizzy Esther coming in with some speed, looking for some opportunity here. Dizzy Esther up that inside line and calls it, picking up a couple of points before Foxy Skady can get around. Let's shout out the official chiropractor of Arch Rival. Triad Sports and Family Chiropractic is a proud sponsor of tonight's game. Dr. Jennifer McCleary provides top-notch sports chiropractic care, injury rehabilitation, acupuncture, nutrition consultation, and cutting-edge recovery modalities. Whether you're looking to recover from an injury, prevent one from happening, or simply optimize your performance, she has the expertise and experience you need.
We got De La Hoya trying to fight up the back of the pack. Looking for some space on the outside, is going to find it, but Canabe is out there as your lead jammer right now.
De La Hoya chasing down Canabe. But Canabe gets a little tripped up and goes ahead and calls that jam. Smart call on that one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you find yourself on the ground, sometimes the best thing you can do is go ahead and end that jam.
Yes. Thank you for agreeing with me from when earlier.
Yeah. You know, I feel like you said this in the first half.
I did. I did say that in the first. Thank you.
Validated. So we have Vi Fidelity on the line right now for the Foxes and Babs for the Jewel Boxers. All right.
Seeing some offense by Evie set up there.
Yeah, both jammers there in the back, looking left and right, taking some steps. But we've got Babs fighting out in the front now, looking for a little bit of that space
Babs
and getting
really
out
jammer.
and lead. Vi Fidelity looking for that space as well. Now fighting in the front against a tight 2-wall.
Just one
Vi
more
finding that
and
inside
through.
line. Babs also looking for that opportunity to score some points here. Ooh, but Vi in, and Vi starting to score some points. So Babs going to keep going.
I was going to say the pack was, or the coaches
Babs
were originally
finding that
saying
outside.
call.
Yeah, those
No, they're
judges were looking for a call-up, but Babs finding that outside, and now Vi going ahead and fighting in the front.
Running it was a good decision, though, because now you've got one of those fox blockers in the box.
Foxes in the boxes,
Foxes
if you
in
will.
boxes.
Babs getting through for another scoring pass as Vi continues to fight against this Jewel Boxer wall. Vi finding that space on the outside line as Babs comes in for another pass. Ooh, and Evie's coming up at the top. Ooh, but a beautiful redirect by Babs. And Babs gonna call that off with a Fox still in the box.
Jewel Boxer steadily creeping back up to that lead of the Fabulous Foxes at 132 for the Foxes, 120 for the Boxers.
Jewel Boxer's also blue, and you know what else is blue? Blueberry Hill Restaurant. And that music venue is a big fan of Arch Rival. If you didn't know, big fan of us, we're a big fan of them. Oh, and we've got a drawback here, so the Fox Jammer Huckleberry Spin coming back, while Jadrian is up at the front fighting against a strong Fox wall. Both jammers going left and right looking for opportunities, but it's Jadrian in the front who goes ahead and finds that outside line for lead. Huckleberry Spin with the helmet cover off. Jadrian coming in for a scoring pass. Ooh. Jadrian on the ground, but right back up against a strong Fox tripod.
Huckleberry Spin
What?
looking for that pass, but not quite getting it yet.
Ooh,
we
the
have
pass
a
has
helmet cover
occurred.
pass. The pass has occurred.
So we have number 81, Slippy Toad, with the helmet cover now. Not yet on the helmet. And Jadrian continuing to fight through the Foxes. Jadrian pulling a penalty there as D goes to the box from the Foxes. Jadrian calling the jam at the bequest of her bench.
That is a good call because then we're going to start one blocker down for the Foxes for this next jam here. De La Hoya out there for the Jewel Boxers at the start of this next jam. We've got Foxy Skatey.
All right, both jammers looking up that inside line to push through. Foxy Skatey kind of trying to use De La Hoya to get through, but De La Hoya going ahead and getting lead. Foxy Skatey getting out pretty quick behind,
Dizzy
using a
Astor
blocker.
Got called on a multiplayer penalty.
De La Hoya going ahead and getting in there, coming right around and calling that jam. A 4-0 jam for De La Hoya.
The blocker was like, I'm in the box. Why did we call?
All right, out on the line, we have Draggy against Canabe. Canabe, of course, for the Foxes. Draggy for the Boxers. Both jammers moving around, scuffling at the beginning. Canabe pausing, but looking for that outside line. But Draggy taking that outside line. But Canabe sneaking up that inside line ahead of Draggy. We have a jammer foot race again. Canabe knocked out of bounds. Draggy fighting at the front against the Fox back. Draggy out. Canabe stepping back in and finding that outside line. A penalty called on Skelke from the Foxes on a direction of gameplay. Draggy back out again. Another pass. Canabe coming in with some speed here. Looking for an outside line. Cutting in. Making some contact. Going against that wall. And going ahead and calling it off. A smart call with this game getting very tight.
I was going to say, it's the first Foxes lead in quite some time, so they were looking to try to get some more points, but...
And we'll have to see if any points are going up, but right now, we look like we might have a tie game. We have Vi Fidelity on the line for the Foxes and Babs for the... Oh, and we have a timeout being called. All right, so at the end of that last jam, the score is 139 the Foxes, 136 the Boxers. So 3-point game, very exciting.
We are out there with Babs versus Canabe as our jammers. Canabe at the back of the pack looking for that outside line. Gonna go ahead and find it and become our lead jammer.
And Babs fighting through that Fox wall at the front, looking for an opportunity.
Oh.
Knocked out of bounds, came back in, but it is a no pass, no penalty, so legal. Ooh, the Foxes jammer goes to the box, and that leaves Babs on a power jam, but this will be a 2-minute jam.
All of the things that she said.
Babs threw on the first pass, continuing to look forward to another round of scoring. The Boxers looking to keep the Foxes apart as the Foxes dock back. And they do catch Babs on a apex jump attempt. Babs coming back as Canabe comes in from the box. Canabe hitting Babs as Canabe comes in. Canabe fighting at the front and getting out. Babs coming back in and getting drawn back. Canabe coming in for another scoring pass, while Babs jukes in the back to look for some opportunities around the Foxes. Both jammers out on a scoring pass. We've got 25 seconds left in this jam as Canabe comes in, looks for some opportunities up the outside line, some offense from Evie. Babs looking similarly for some opportunities, juking. Skaying that line and also getting out for 4 points. Canabe coming in for another scoring pass and slicing through the pack, and problems at the front trying to hold up Canabe, but Canabe gets out. Babs coming in as the jam is called. I'm waiting on some final points from that jam.
Looks like it was still in favor of our fabulous Foxes.
Yes. A 16-13 jam, so the score is 155, 149, still favoring the Foxes. We have Vi Fidelity on the line for the Foxes, And Jadrian on the line for the Boxers. Vi looking for an outside line while Jadrian jukes two wall in the back. Vi fighting at the front. Jadrian finding a little outside line, but then getting knocked out of bounds. Vi Fidelity lead in the front of the pack. So that's a lead for the Foxes. Jadrian looking for an opportunity. While the Boxers also set up a wall to hold back Vi. A little bit of a contact to the ground at the front, but Vi does find an inside line as the helmet cover has been passed by the Boxers to Dizzy Astor, and Dee unfortunately going to the box along with, for fuck's sake, Dizzy Astor coming up against a two-wall, getting knocked out of bounds, and coming back while Vi is doing another scoring lap. Dizzy Astor finding the inside line as Vi comes in for another scoring lap with a 4-2 pack advantage for the Boxers. But Vi does find that inside line, but goes ahead, does not call it. Starts to think about it, gets told not to. Dizzy Astor finding another pass as Vi comes in. For fuck's sake, returning to the pack as Vi gets knocked out of bounds and calls the jam. But Dee is also released. So a good timed call off there. Let's do a quick shout out for S1. S1, durable, functional, stable. The S1 Pro knee pads are built for roller derby. S1 is a proud sponsor of Arch Rival Roller Derby.
We're starting this next jam with Foxy Skatey out there for the Foxes and Draggy for the Jewel Boxers.
For fuck's sake, trying to hold back Draggy there, a little bit of misdirection. And for Foxy Skatey gets out. Draggy still fighting against the Fox wall at the front as Foxy Skatey comes in for a scoring pass. Draggy now out on her initial. Foxy Skatey still looking for some more points in that pack. Foxy Skatey knocked out of bounds and goes ahead and calls it.
Picking up 2 points for the Foxes.
And we've got Babs for the Boxers taking the track for the next jam against Huckleberry Spin for the Foxes. And it's a pretty tight game with about 10 minutes left, so still could be anybody's game. Huckleberry Spin sliding past the run wall, but Babs looking for a line and finding the inside line, the outside line, but Huckleberry Spin sneaking out. Huckleberry Spin taken out by Babs, who is now running. Huckleberry Spin calling that jam with Babs taking about a quarter track lead on that.
That is going to be a 0-0 jam, keeping our score at 170 to 157 in favor of the Foxes. We've got Canabay out there for this next jam for them, and Jade Rain for our Jewel Boxers.
Jadrian going through. Canabay looking for an inside line, looking for an outside line.
Made it through the outside.
Canabay out on lead. But we do have one Fox reporting to the box, and that will be Tails. Jadrian looking for an opportunity at the front, but Dee holding it down as the pack reforms. And Canabay just hops right between two Boxers to get out on a scoring pass. Dizzy Astor trying to play some offense for Jadrian, but Jadrian getting knocked back out by Dee. Canabay getting another scoring pass, fighting through with some help from number 81, Slippy Toad. And Jadrian in the back against a 3-wall while Canabay comes back through, looking for some more points. Canabay finding an outside line and tiptoeing past the Boxers' defense. Jadrian looking once again and going ahead and passing that helmet cover. And we've got Dizzy Astor looking for some space there in the front of the pack. And Dizzy Astor through as Canabe also gets through for another scoring pass. Dizzy Astor getting that helmet cover on and coming in for a scoring pass. Canabe also going ahead for another scoring pass. Dizzy Astor going ahead and slipping through. Canabe looking for an outside line, getting caught up a little bit on that boxer defense, and getting knocked out by Kinney's shot and going ahead and calling that jam. A strong jam if you're the Fabulous Foxes. You have that lead, you put up some more points, you start to widen that gap, but still a close enough game that the Boxers could come back.
They definitely could.
Especially when you see De La Hoya back on the line for the Boxers. A strong jammer for them tonight.
De La Hoya has been very consistent, yes. I was really hoping that was going to be a 20-point jam. I can't. He's
Oh,
stuck
that's
on
so
it.
close. 1 point.
I know, it was so close. I looked over and they said no.
Just 1 point. All right, and we have an official timeout here.
I'm going to call out one of our sponsors. Triad Sports and Family Chiropractic is a proud sponsor of tonight's game. Dr. Jennifer McCleary provides top-notch sports chiropractic care, injury rehabilitation, acupuncture, nutrition consultation, and cutting-edge recovery modalities. Whether you're looking to recover from an injury, prevent one from happening, or simply optimize your performance, she has the expertise and experience you need. That is Triad Sports and Family Chiropractic. Honestly has reset a lot of us many times. We have loose bones in Derby. I don't know if you know this.
Yes, Derby, full contact sport. Sometimes you need a couple of things checked on, a couple of things reset. And Triad Sports and Family Chiropractic has our back.
Boxers will ask for a cut of a blue jammer. They will not move.
So this was an official timeout looking for a penalty. The Foxes were looking for a cut on the boxer jammer, and that was unsuccessful. The timeout will not, the official review will not be retained. All right, De La Hoya on the line against Foxy Skady. Foxy Skady looking for an inside line and stepping over Draghi. De La Hoya in the back going ahead and fighting, tripped over her own skater, but goes ahead and finds some space and gets out. But Foxy Skady coming in for some points and pushes through an inside line and calls off that jam. De La Hoya looking like they were ready for a little bit more, hoping that the Foxes were going to run that jam on them. They'd get that opportunity to go toe-to-toe with Foxy Skady.
They were like, hey, why'd you call it?
All right, and Babs on the line for the Boxers against Vi Fidelity for the Foxes.
Looks like we're starting one blocker down for the Jewel Boxers.
Vi Fidelity
By Fidelity
stepping
getting through on that
and getting
inside.
lead for the Foxes. Babs
Inside
fighting in
line.
the front.
Looking to take advantage of that
Yep.
blocker down.
By taking advantage of the blocker advantage that Foxes have, getting some points and calling it off before Babs can score any points and before the boxer blocker can even stand up in the box. Short jam. All right, we have Draghi wearing the helmet cover, the jammer one, for the Boxers, and Huckleberry Spin for the Foxes. Two strong three walls.
Got about
but
5 minutes left of this game as this jam gets started.
Draghi looking for some space. Huckleberry Spin. Also, Draghi finding it on the inside line while Huckleberry Spin still Stuck on Dizzy Aster. Dizzy Aster looking to pull up that pack to the top. We have some bridging at the front while Draghi comes around for a scoring pass. Draghi finding that inside line, but going down and going ahead and crawling off the track.
Draghi's going to go ahead and get I believe they were looking for a track cut penalty on Draghi. Yep, and that is going to make this a 2-minute jam.
D pulling that track cut and then coming up and playing some offense for Huckleberry Spin. The Boxers taking the back and then kind of getting swarmed by the Foxes, but finding a good shape against Huckleberry Spin. A Boxer going to the box as Huckleberry Spin finds the outside line for that scoring pass. We do have Draghi.
Draghi
Officially returning from the box, and the Foxes ready for Draghi to be coming out. Draghi knocked out of bounds by D, doing a good job on that defense as Huckleberry Spin looking for that opportunity.
Looks like
Huckleberry Spin getting a track cut.
I was going to say jammer rotation in the box.
Draghi looking for that inside line and gets it on that scoring pass. Draghi has an opportunity here, but only about 12 seconds left on that clock for this jam. Draghi finding a little bit of space and getting out. And the jam is over for time. A 2-minute jam there. Looks like it's a pretty even jam.
Yeah, so Draghi originally had lead and then got a penalty, so that would make the jam run the full 2 minutes.
Yep. So we have about 3 minutes left, 2:05 to 169. The Foxes did have one extra point over the Boxers, but we have De La Hoya on the track for the Boxers as the only jammer of record, sneaking up that outside line, leveraging the upper body to create that space for the feet. De La Hoya coming in for a scoring pass, making some contact, pushing through, ooh, but finding themselves on the infield, coming back in as Huckleberry Spin fighting in the front. De La Hoya pushing through that Fox's wall, pushing them up, looking for that opportunity to sneak through, and does on that scoring pass. Huckleberry Spin sneaking around the outside line. Helmet cover is off, but is being put back on. So De La Hoya looking for that opportunity, finding an outside line and calling it a beautiful hold on that outside line to get all those points.
And I thought Huckleberry Spin was going to pass it, but then just got through.
Yeah. So the pro to taking off that helmet cover, you can pass it or you can hold it, and it might distract the blockers a little bit. They got to worry about you and that pivot now.
Well, and it locked the Jewel Boxers in at that 8 points before they called it.
So we have Jadrian on the line against Canabay. Canabay looking for the out. Jadrian pushing through that middle. Canabay looking to the in. Canabay finding some space there as Jadrian looks for the same. Jadrian getting up to the top of the pack, but unfortunately knocked out by Evie. Canabay fighting through for that first scoring pass. Jadrian out of bounds by Evie again. Evie tracking Jadrian in the back, knocking them out again. Canabay pushing at the front and finding that inside line for another scoring pass. Ooh, Evie on a multiplayer block. As Jadrian continues to look for an opportunity. Draghi finding Canabay at the top and getting the knockout and drawback as Jadrian continues to fight against that strong Fox's tripod. But a helmet cover pass to Regrets. And the helmet cover is on. Canabay finding that inside line and continuing. Regrets finding an outside line and going just right through Skelke for a scoring pass. Canabay coming in, looking for a few more points here. Finding that inside line and calling it for all four. And that looks to be our unofficial score. We're waiting just the final information before